Good morning, good morning. So, obviously a big dump from overnights. The system hasn't taken any trades yet, so I didn't even really go live. Um, so I've just kind of been chilling and waiting. We have pre-market highs about right here. Oh, is that right? Pre-market highs here, market lows here. Obviously, we're below pre-market lows. That's without a doubt. Um, There's no entries, right? The sell-off was so quick. You could have played it. That was pretty much all you could do. Um, so you could have gotten a little bit of an entry and scalp here. Could have got another little entry and scalp here. That was pretty much it. Yeah, nothing, just pure selling. We're running into some buyers over here. The buyers aren't here, they're from over here. So if we were to look and just take a little peek here, they're roughly right here. And look at that. We bounced right off of these buyers. So even though buyers are here, we're coming up, checking, and seeing where these real sellers are, which there are, well, I'm going to say the strength of them is here. Strength of these sellers is here. We'll put this a little darker, put it a little stronger. But the reality is this continues here just a little lighter. A little lighter. Not this light. That's a little too light. Let's just go here and then change the opacity a little bit. So, yeah, so here's your players for the morning. And yeah, we're going to watch how this thing plays out. I'm only looking to go short right now. Shorts are the only thing on the table. So, end of the month, August, rotation. People are starting to rotate, balancing their books. You had some China news talking about their chip production, and that's putting a lot of pressure on NVIDIA, which just had earnings and a couple other. So some people are even rotating into China a bit too. You'll see if we were to look at Alibaba, for example. If we look at Alibaba, we have a huge 13%, well, it was 13%, now it's 11% pullback from a size play. And yeah, there's a kind of a rotation happening right now. So very interesting. You could see Baba take it up quite a bit higher. Let's look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA, yeah, so I published this article talking about how it's near its top. I still was expecting it to kind of come up here to that 193 area, but yeah, nonetheless, I do think NVIDIA is close to its top. So you can see this full chart on my page. So NVIDIA down, what is it down about 3%? Yeah, 3%. Yeah. So we'll see. Should get a little bit of a correction. The most likely bounce point for NVIDIA is probably right here. So I'll update another chart talking about a bounce. This is probably its most likely bounce area, yeah. So we'll keep that in mind. Nonetheless, that's pretty much it for what's happening this morning. We did have some data come out. We had the CE emission sentiment. We had I think we had jobless claims. I was seeing jobless claims. Supposedly they were pretty good, but we still got a massive reaction off. Well, I say massive. Well, really, what's 1% anymore, right? If we look at the days that we've been trading, we're moving. Yeah, we're moving percents a day every day, right? Like, if you look at the percentages up here, it's 1.42, -2, up 2, -1, up 1.4, up 1. Yeah, I mean this is just a mediocre day. If I was just to quickly look on the daily, I haven't even really paid attention to this daily at all. But you have your buyer for the dailies here, where you should see some buying coming in. And this selling looks a little interesting. This is real selling here. This one, yeah, well, yeah. So that's real selling there, which is you're pretty much just playing between these two players in the market right now. There's your seller, there's your buyer on the NQ, your current. If we did actually do a correction, we did actually do a correction. I think a bounce point. It's having a hard time breaking out of these all-time highs again. Hit these all-time highs, had a steep pullback. Was this? This is Trump. No, Trump tariffs, right? Yeah. It's V-shape recovered, but I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. If we can't get new buyers up in this range, although we might do a little bounce, we might actually get a sizable drawback. We might actually get something that's substantial. Maybe our first bounce would be up into this range here. But that's probably at the top of this 18,000, but even still, hopefully it's not down here. I don't think it would be. That would be catastrophic, right? But yeah, because you at least have these channels and trends and stuff, so we might see a little bit better than that. We'll see. I'm gonna leave these up, see what happens. Anyways, back to the chart. Let's go back up to 5. Oy. Yeah, so tap it up into these buyers a little bit. Oh man, I cannot wait until I get a new. Oh, look at this. I actually have a little bit of a play here. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to look to play this continuation short. And here we got our, right, make sure we're on all the right charts here. And yeah, let us see where we stand here. Close below this, I'm taking. As long as it doesn't go below this candle. We're going to take short and try and do a 2-to-1. This is a bounce point. I can get ran. It's very possible. So anything in here, let's just say worst, I mean, not worst, but best case scenario on the short. We're going to be looking to even go steeper. Not too bad though. Okay, so this range isn't too bad. I could definitely see us coming down, touching lows, and then getting back up again with the weight of this market feels. So very possible. Very possible for refresh. But yeah. So again, I'm doing some of my charting on TradingView. I'm keeping an eye on TradingView's charts as well, even though they're borrowing each other's charts. Or I'm sorry, they're getting their data. The data is different. So I'm just kind of relying on TradingView for some of the data, but I want you guys to see my live trades. So that's why we have two different metrics here. Got to see the live trades. Oi! So 1 minute 31 left in this candle. It's pretty much a good sum up. This is an easy little trend break discovery. See what happens. And then, yeah, the market's crazy right now. Well, I mean, you know, it's pretty wild, but people are rotated. They got to balance their books. We're getting to the last quarter of the year. There could be some profit taking. There could be some rotation. There's literally a lot of different things that are going on. You could have market makers just trying to you could have market makers just trying to balance out, you know, kind of where the price lands as most beneficial for them considering the options market. 30 seconds left in this candle. All right. See if we can hold on here. Again, if it closes below the previous candle, if we get close below here, I don't even want it. You see the last minute kind of eat up here. That's a little too much for my liking. Comes back a little bit, I'll take it. Yeah, we're not going to take that. 2, 1. No, thank you. All right. Pretty much there's not enough meat on the bone for me, right? I'm playing the trapped bulls here. So here's your trapped bulls. And I'm trying to play them covering. So if half of them covered in this candle, I can't measure this appropriately to get the full rotation down. So we're gonna have to play like maybe a trend break or something else. So for all things in mind. And the inverse, if we did come back up, into this range, right? Bears are trapped. Bears being trapped here. Because we're in a strong downtrend, I'm not touching it. And I'm just gonna keep playing short, looking for short entries. Not even interested in long entries at all. So, some things to keep in mind. But yeah, that's the morning here. Let's see if this volume picks up, see if we get a little bit more downside. Lots of things to take notice of. I think I don't know. We moved down so fast. A part of me feels like that was pretty much it. But if we start cracking into some shorter trades, this could go a lot lower. By shorter trades, I mean we get some short entries. Our system tells us go short. We might get quite a bit lower. See what happens here. We got about 2.5 minutes left in this candle. We will see. Volume could get there. Oh. Tapping back into these buyers. See how this candle lands. 1 minute left. Need to see some selling ramp up here if I'm going to take a short. All right, this could very well end in us going short here. So won't be surprised if the volume picks up. We need to speed up though. We're gonna need a little bit heavier. Close. A little ahead of schedule now. Now some heavy selling. There we go. All right. 20 seconds left. All right. Be it for here.
Order
All
filled.
right, so I am well aware as well that we are sitting right in the buying zone. So of any bounce area, this is likely bounce here, right? So just something to keep in mind, that I am aware that from a positional standpoint, not a system standpoint, 75, that this is a little bit more likely to fail because of being in this demand area. So, but we are here. May even take more. See what happens. Got our first trade on for the day. Doesn't look like that much, but 66 points compared to the move today. Yeah, another leg is very possible. Very, very possible. I wanted the short Palantir. That's what I wanted to short. Palantir and Nvidia. I think they're both ready to, they're extremely overvalued. Or they might be valued, but who knows? They might be valued, but I think they still need to cool off quite a bit. Yeah, so here we are. Move down. Reading some stuff. There's a lot of people pumping altcoins right now. One of them, bring it over here. Um, Talking about how crypto market is oversold. Seeing I mean, it looks like an RSI. Yeah, RSI indicator, and it's saying that this is the bounce based off of this. But RSI, I mean, this is only the halfway point, or I guess it is under the halfway point, but nonetheless, this is really oversold. Oh, I guess there's a divergence. That's interesting. For RSI to go down here and crypto market cap to go up, if this was legit, then this guy is dumb anyways, because he's saying it's going to pump, and really what it's saying is that this move lost all of its strength. It's going to look for another leg down, because you're looking for divergence off highs and tops and stuff with RSI too. I mean, you could say the basic way to say is oversold, overbought. But let's just say you were overbought here, you would have sold, and then this move happened, and then it moved down. It's just these guys, just pumping anything. Ridiculous. But no, altcoins could go a lot lower. And I'm trading altcoins, but I got tight stops on all those guys. So yeah, as you can see, the algorithm is here. It's still here. It's still picking up these buyers here, right? This is buying, 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 accumulating, accumulating, accumulating. So this is the second test of these lows. So if we do come back up into range here, this could change the game. right now. This could change a lot of things, actually. So just did put in newer lows. Volume is looking very aggressive to the sell side. I think if we volume profiled, no, here we go. Volume profiled, we should see, yeah, so sellers, look at how much more sellers there are than buyers. Buyers is the yellow, sellers is the red and pink. As you can see though, there's more buyers down here at this level than there is sellers. So that's telling us that sellers aren't interested in taking it lower and buyers are stepping in to meet that demand pretty consistently. So, yeah, lack of buying, real selling, less interested sellers. I want to get a better price to sell into. So here's the market. These are all real sellers, by the way. They are very real. So now we could even say that this is probable to be strong area of resistance. Pop this up a little bit. So if we were to play my other strat, right, we would look to short this area here, maybe a little ahead of it. 503, 49, we'll go 499.50. Maybe hope for a quick flash. Some of my DCA 5, and then 5 up here. And then we can put a stop 10. And that really, we don't want to stop here. I just want to see an initial flash. Then the algorithm try and keep back up and shove it. Kind of like this. Like the algorithm actually is now pretty much gone here. That's a bearish case, so see, it's still got to be here a little bit. But I'm gonna remove the line anyways. But yeah, just in case we do come up, that's that for the other strat. Go back here. Particularly heavy today. Boom, 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 boom. I would actually prefer for this not to make a lower low. That way I have more opportunity to get short here. Now if this goes, really we could move all the way down to here. All the way down another 200 points really easily. Really easily, like nothing. Didn't quite make a lower low yet. Yeah, so if we were to look just really quickly at the 15-minute, I just want to show you guys this real quick. Typically markets move in legs. Sellers sell looking to sell at into another position. So their aggression will be typically in like standard deviation. So this sellers here will look to bring it down here. So it's very likely that our second leg is going to bring us down to 250 and possibly to the beginning where these buyers are at 222. So we could see that whole move down today happen and lower depending on emotions and all that other stuff. So get pretty hectic. But yeah, another lower low. Algo's still working net. All right. Need some coffee. A lot of action for 30 minutes. Swoop down. This is gonna be a short stream today. I am gonna post all these trades on my X, which is _ Cafe Trader. One word. That's on the X, and then we're probably going to post some more stuff on our Trading View. Make sure you check out the Trading View. This is, by the way, NVIDIA, I think it ramped up even more, 3.68% now. So NVIDIA is probably dragging down. I wonder how any of the Mag 7's doing right now. Let's look at Amazon. Meh. Tesla. I bet you Apple might be hurting. I wonder how Apple's doing. Oh. Oh, Apple's not hurting. Maybe because they already were so behind on everything. Maybe China making their own chips helps Apple actually. Let's see, how's AMD doing relative? Oh, AMD looks a little heavy here. AMD looks a little heavy here. Uh-huh. Ah, it's daily. I want the daily. Yeah, so interesting. But I did publish something on AMD too. Let's see here. Let's have a little peek here. Yep. Still, you're starting to get these buyers are still here. It's a lower low, but they're still trying to get this to work. And it might. We can come all the way back up, test these sellers before we move down again. Where is our AMD? How to buy AMD with confidence. Here we are. So now I was off a little bit. It was getting so much strength from NVIDIA. I was hoping that this tight stop would be enough, but it wasn't. We had room to, right? We had room to go even a little bit further than this because if we were to move this up, would be right outside the highs. But I think still we might have even got stopped. Yeah, it's a big stop, but the idea is still here the same. So this seller here, this one right here, strong splay, even though the market went up above it, this seller did not go away. He's selling in, he's unloading into these buyers, especially with all the liquidity. So this dude was just dumping into these buyers. Boom, comes back down. Buyers are still getting that aggressive with it, right? He's just dumping into these guys. So we could actually rotate down like how I think actually hit the top of demand or strong demand. If we actually get a little bit of some bearish wins here after that earnings, we could hit our strong demand and actually start to get some decent pricing for the long term. So something to consider there. All right. Market's trying to bounce here. It's not a bad bounce point. I think it's still going to need a little bit more, but we're just not catching real selling like how we were earlier on the day. But the game ain't over yet. This could still have a lot of downside. Alrighty. Well, a bit longer here. Yesterday was an extremely long hold. It was so long, couldn't even handle it. Let me bring that chart up. Unbelievable. I just held on to this trade all day long. 4 hours, 5 hours. being in this trade. Let's see here. I'll pull up the how we did yesterday. Recap. Let me see here. We're gonna get this one. This one. Here we go. Perfect. Perfect. Alrighty. Had a nice day though. Took off a bunch of points out of the market. Never seen it this green. Yeah, at one point I couldn't even get into any more contracts in my XFA, which was crazy. Here's that right here. So it was pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy. So we had this down, up, kind of well, down, up. Let me actually break this down. You had this initial pump in the morning, right? Initial pump in the morning, and then we started selling off, right? When we caught real buyers, scooped back up, sellers tried to take it again, they got squeezed. Now we're back up almost a high. So you're saying that all of the selling, they're not defending their position. They came all the way back towards the top, started to defend the back end. Almost get blown out. They double tap down here. Now this is a great setup to the short side. The only problem with the setup is that we put in a little bit of a higher high, not a double top. This is a mistake of mine. It's still not terrible. I still probably could have taken it, but this could have not been an entry. But I entered short. We got stopped out. So, which is all good. Actually, this was like this. 60, 66. It's actually wrong. Oh, no, it's not wrong. I know why. We pivoted because we took this long. Yeah. Okay, so now when these shorts got blown through, this is all just market makers trying to shove it down now. Now we're playing a game, playing the manipulated game, right? This is why it looks so funky, and then we go up, and then they give it up. But they suppress it all day long. They suppress this buying pressure all day long. They're just selling into it, wouldn't let the buyers get aggressive. So we took one entry here, another entry right above there, another entry here, another entry here, another entry here, another entry here, another entry here. All longs, which was pretty crazy. But yeah, that was tiring. So it ended up holding, what is this, from 9:10 until 11:45. So this is about 3 hours. It felt like 6 hours. But ended up bagging 240 points. So that was pretty cool. Take that for sure. But yeah, that was pretty wild. Got a bunch of other stuff. This is the other day. 2 days ago. This was super funky. This was right before Nvidia earnings. It was really lean market, just super funky. But yeah, third days. Yeah. All right. Well, get turned around on us a little bit here, huh? See what happens. And we have our other play set here, our other little trap set. Wouldn't mind seeing this one play out either, even though this one's on a not. I have two more XFAs that I'm activating, but I just want to balance the budget, take a payout from this one, and then use the funds. And I gotta buy some other guy. I gotta buy new microphones, new everything. I'm trying to keep everything in the housing of the trading. That way we stay pretty chill. Build the studio out, show my face, all that good stuff. I'm reading stuff about expect further rate cuts, Fed chair talking about rate cuts in the next couple of months, and it's just crazy because prices are so high still. It really is just kind of like stagflation. We're just, I mean, I'm not an economist, so I I don't have any formal education in that. Um, Nor do I really have much otherwise. I would like to actually do the research on that, but yeah. In all honesty, but it feels like, well, feels market terms. That's not a great perspective. Feels like things are getting very dicey in terms of price to wage ratio. Very pricey, dicey, dicey and pricey. All right, if this kind of comes back down to this range here, get back down in this little pocket. Oop, down in this little zone here. Get back down in here, right here. I will short again. We'll see. Running into a little bit of some pressure here. Let's see. This isn't a real buyer, by the way. Not a new aggressor yet. This is just passive buying from a previous player. So the player's accumulating, 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 and then the buying kind of comes up. Shorts might be covering a little bit, but this is not a new aggressor in the market. Very likely to get blown through. So, Bombaclat. Bombaclat. What's up, Grav? You're not Jamaican, are you? Yeah, so we'll see. Might be a real buyer here. Still have to work against this real seller. We will see. Volume is looking pretty good on this candle, though. Stepping up for sure. What is going on here? Misclicking. Yeah, so 142 left. We should get a little spike here. So it's either going to land with an absorption, buyers getting absorbed, which means the seller's aggressing, meaning that the seller is aggressing here, or it's going to be a new aggressor to the buying, and they end up squeezing the shorts and come up to test these real sellers up here. Either way, these are the scenarios that'll happen by the time this minute closes. We will see. Volume kind of slowed down on that candle. Real intense there for a minute. Then it started dying off. So if the volume doesn't keep, if we just get like down volumes this whole time, this is very bearish. Because this is insinuating that buyers aren't willing to take up the market from this low, from this double bottom. And it's going to put a lot of pressure on this passive buyer down here. So market needs new aggressive buyers to step up. 25 seconds left in this candle. You can just start dumping if I'm going to take the short. It holds up here. I'm not taking it. Finger on the trigger. Alright, so this is still a bearish case, but it's not as bearish. Yep. right, here we are. Yeah, like I said, this could be a very typical bounce zone. Still think we could probably hit lower, but this is where real buyers are. This isn't real buying. All the hidden stuff you're seeing here, all that hidden wicked out stuff, that's all a real buyer. All of that was real passive buying. So letting sellers just come into them, the algorithm was just scooping it up, scooping it up, scooping it up. So now you're getting this little inertia from this passive buyer down here. Looking for an aggressive seller. This was an aggressive seller. Aggressive selling. Aggressive selling. All of that. Get in my way. All right. Well, the trade, I'll probably be here for probably another 10 minutes. Ah. Get some coffee. Oh man. Much going on. Can't really do anything in the next. Let me see here. Boom, boom. SL. Can't really do anything in the next 5 minutes. Depends. If this candle goes red, though, this will be a little bit juicier. I want to see it go below that. I want to see it close below 62. I'm going to close below 62 on that candle. That would be actually riveting. The market's just not finding new buyers. 62, 63. Let's see, it's gonna be tight. 62, 63, whatever that is, that wick is. It's a little bit lower. Thirty seconds left. Let's see where we hold here. Flipping green, 15 seconds. White. Catch arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So, still a no take there. I got about 10 minutes. Can't really do much of anything for 10 minutes. So, here, let me just make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty much we're chilling for 10 minutes. So, you know what? I'm probably going to kick stream right here. This is the trade. We have our other one. Remember, this one is still up here. So we're looking for these sellers, and this is where we are suspecting an actual strong rotation down. Yeah, so that is that for the morning. Keep that in mind. We're on the 500 level on NQ, and I'm gonna get some coffee and take a shower and hopefully flip this trade around. Even if not, it's we could catch a little bit of a double bottom. Really, it's going to depend on the seller here. So an idea, right? It was basically if we were to, yeah, here. So we came down, came up, came down, came up. We could either head and inverse head and shoulders, where we catch these buyers and they rip again, and then your entry could be off the break of this, or we catch some selling up, bam, up, and we hit these sellers and these sellers sell really aggressive and we continue on the down. But no, it's either up or down game, but really it's going to depend on the seller here, because if this seller gets blown through, it's a key seller in the market today. If this seller gets blown through, it's likely we might test highs. I mean, we might test the pre-market lows, which is up 610, come all the way back up. If we don't, the seller holds, it's definitely going to put a lot of pressure on this buyer, and it's likely we might actually even go lower. So very lower. See what happens. That's all my guidance for the day. Hope you guys have a good day, and check with me on Twitter for the market recap. Hopefully, we're hoping in the next maybe 2 months we're going to be streaming all day long. I will be here. See all my trades live. So